Y'all done pissed Taco off. Now we got tariffs on countries that weren't even expecting to have tariffs. So here's the thing. They're saying August the 7th is when these new tariffs and increased tariffs will take place. That means you have 1 week from today to get what you need. I know I have been saying this for months. If you are new broke, meaning you have never been broke before, you have always been able to afford your lifestyle, the first place you need to go is to my profile. There is a playlist of recession preparation. I take you to Dollar Tree, show you some stuff you can get. There are meals that, simple, literally $2, $3, $4 meals that I'm making based on rice and beans and seasonings. You're going to need the seasonings. You need to start there. If you are not new to being broke, if you have been broke before, here's your crash course. Here's your refresher course. You need rice and beans. Rice and beans is a complete protein. I have cooked white beans, black beans, red beans. I don't even know. I've cooked several types of beans on here, and I show you what it is. I literally throw it in a crock pot, cook my rice, and I'm done. My kids eat it. I started cooking it for them several months ago so that if we had to eat that, they would not feel like it was punishment. So I started that several months ago. They still ask for red beans or black beans or white beans. My 1-year-old loves beans. The second thing you need, and not just rice and beans, I'm saying that because that's a complete protein, but other stuff that is shelf stable. So canned vegetables, canned fruits, whatever you can eat, whatever your family eats. We eat a lot of frozen vegetables, but, also I'm dehydrating stuff, whatever I can to store food up, because you're going to need food to survive. And they don't care if you survive. I do. I want you to survive. So I want you to get stuff to prepare for you and your family. Food items, pantry staple. Y'all, ground beef is almost $9 a pound. If you eat ground beef, get you some lentils. Lentils are a great substitute for ground beef. Now, I don't know how to cook it like that because I ain't never had to, but I done watched a whole bunch of videos because I know, I bought lentils and I knew I would need to know how to cook it and print the recipes. You may not have access to this app. You may not have access to Pinterest. Make sure you are printing stuff. If not printing, then just write it down in a composition book. Do something so that it is off of your phone, offline, in case you need that. The second thing you need to make sure that you have is personal hygiene items. That is soap, toothpaste, deodorant. Y'all, now is not the time to get cheap deodorant. You cannot be double struggling. You can't be broke and stinking. You're gonna have to pick one. So if you ain't got no money, then you're gonna have to make sure you do not stink. If you got money, people will still be around you because you can buy their lunch. So yeah, okay. But if you don't have money, then no, you can't be broke and stinking. That's not okay. Get the good deodorant that has the aluminum. It will be tariffed. It will be tariffed. But you can't compromise on that. That's why I told you get you some lentils. You can get a bag of lentils from Dollar Tree for $1.25. So you can spend the $7 or $8 on the deodorant that has the aluminum because you need that. Also, you need cleaning supplies. So that is Clorox, Lysol, laundry detergent, whatever it is you use to clean your bathroom, your doorknobs. You can get bleach at Dollar Tree. Does it say Clorox? No. Should it matter? No. It's bleach. It will clean. It will disinfect. That's what, because this administration does not care whether or not you live or die. They do not care. That is why they are disbanding the CDC. The head of the FDA has stepped down. They are rolling back regulations. They are now allowing fecal matter in your drinking water. They are not regulating or inspecting places like chicken plants, whether or not, these are places that provide you food, which means that the likelihood of a highly transferable, communicable disease, it is very likely. You do not want to not have things to clean your home, to disinfect surfaces and doorknobs and that kind of thing. Make sure you've got that kind of stuff. That's just a real quick crash course. Oh, and medicine. If you have prescription drugs, call your doctor now. See if they can write you a 6-month supply or whatever. See if they can write you a longer prescription. And over-the-counter medications, make sure you've got Tylenol. If you don't get nothing else, make sure you got some Tylenol and some vitamin C. Now, you do want the cold and flu. You want the sinus stuff. You want allergy pills. You want all of that stuff because we import 99% of that stuff from other countries. But if you can only get a few, get Tylenol and vitamin C. You need vitamin C because if you are eating rice and beans, if that is where we get to, if we're just bare bones, you got to make sure that you get vitamin C. Vitamin C is what prevents things like scurvy and rickets. That's what people died from during the Great Depression because there was no fresh fruits and vegetables, and that is where you derive most of the vitamin C from. So get you some supplements. If you have not, and while you're at Dollar Tree, get you some seeds. Here's the thing. Maybe you don't want a garden. It was too hot. Get you some pumpkin seeds. I don't need pumpkin, but you can. Some winter squash. You can get some broccoli, some cabbage, cauliflower. Get those seeds because brassicas grow really good in the fall. Get you some soil. Maybe you don't get the soil this pay period. Maybe you get the soil next pay period, but you have got to start planting. You have got, y'all, he is mad. Y'all will not stop talking about Jeffrey Epstein. Y'all keep demanding to see the files. You know he's in the files. He done tried to divert and distract as much as he can. He went to Scotland and got trolled. And he pissed off. Now he done got back from Scotland. Scotland is saying, hold my beer. They doing a whole damn windmill farm. because he was over there talking about how much he hate windmills. Yeah, they said bet. Oh, okay. I'm telling y'all that, and worst case, let's say I'm wrong, and I pray that I am wrong. I pray every time I've made videos like this, I pray that I am wrong, and everybody jumps in my comments and says, "Oh my gosh, you were so wrong." I would love to be wrong. Worst case scenario, you have cleaning supplies and deodorant and soap. You still have stuff that you are going to use, whether or not you don't have to use it in the next week. It's not going, your soap ain't gonna go bad. You're gonna be stinking tomorrow. You're gonna still need to take a shower. Like, yeah. So that's what you need to do. Don't put money to the side to go have drinks with your girls. Guys, you don't need to be, don't do none of that. If you ain't got no wife, you ain't going on no date. Put the money to, go get the staples. Just do what you can to survive.